Have you wanted to learn a song, got the music, learned the chords, but it's still not sounding right? Today we'll be learning 5 basic strum patterns that may help us with learning our favorite songs. Hey there all you wonderful people. Welcome to Classical Guitar 101. Today we're going to be looking at 5 basic strum patterns that can help us out with our playing. We're going to be focusing primarily on our strumming hand, so for most people that will be their right hand. Our left hand will only be focusing on playing either an E minor chord as shown here, or we can simply just mute all the strings by lightly placing our hand over the strings. Alright, so let's get started. When strumming we can use a pick, our thumb, or our fingers. When holding a pick, I like to hold it as if I'm holding a potato chip. What I'm doing is pretty much firmly holding the pick between my thumb on one side and my index and middle finger on the other side. I like to just leave a little bit of room for the tip just so it easily goes across the strings. This is the method that works best for me, but you can do whatever works best for you. When strumming, your forearm should move down and up from your elbow. Just a slight rotation of the wrist. Make sure to do it in one swift motion. You don't want to arpeggiate the chord, playing each string one by one. Swiftly, straight down. When coming back up, you can either reset your hand by bringing your fingers and the pick back. So down strum, reset. Or you can strum upwards, back. When you're strumming back, upwards, you don't need to hit all the strings. So if I was playing my E minor chord, here's a down strum. Now if I add up strums, I'm not hitting all the strings. I'm only hitting a few on the up strum. If I were to strum and hit all the strings, it would sound like this, which gives us a different sound. Primarily, it's a lot easier just to hit a few of the strings as you come up and reset your position for the down strum. With our thumb, what we're going to do is we're going to use the left part of our thumb to actually strum across the strings, lightly and comfortably. When we come back up, same thing, we're going to just swish our fingers right back up. So down, reset, down, and then with. Another trick you can do is use that thumb to give me a thumbs up by smashing that like button. Now that we have all the strumming mechanics down, let's look at our first pattern. Our first pattern is actually going to be a quarter note pattern, which if we were in common time 4/4, we would have 4 beats per measure. So what's going to happen in this is we're going to use the down strum for each time that we have a beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 down. And that's just our pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 down. Every time my thumb is resetting back, only down strums. Our second pattern is we're going to take that 4/4 pattern that we just used, that quarter note pattern, and what we're going to do is we're going to add eighth notes to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, 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 down. If I was counting that, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's all down strums. Our third pattern is the exact same thing as our second pattern, except now we're going to incorporate the up. So here we go. I'm going to show you. We're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Again, notice when I'm coming up, I'm not hitting all the strings. I'm using my thumb to come back up. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, now let me try it really quick with the pick. Down, up, down, 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 up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's now try our fourth pattern. Our fourth pattern is a combination of the third pattern and the first pattern. What we're going to do is we're going to go quarter note down and then 2 eighth notes with down, up. So we have down, reset, down, up, down, reset, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and with chords, sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. For the fifth pattern, what we'll be doing is taking the beginning of the fourth pattern, that down, down, up, resetting back to that down position, coming back up, and then back down. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. It's a syncopated rhythm. Let's give it a try with the chords. Down, down, up, down. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, notice we're not playing on that third beat. So we're going to just let it ring. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay. This one might take a little bit of practice, so let's just try it really slow again. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 Alright, now that we learned these basic patterns, there's a few things that we can do to make it a little bit more interesting. First thing is using an accent, really just kind of bringing out a note by playing it a little bit louder. If we took, say, exercise 2 and we accented the third beat, it would sound something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just a great way to give it a little bit more flair to your strumming pattern. Another thing that we can do is just be very selective with which strings we hit. So in example number 4, if I just hit the bass notes going down instead of hitting all the strings. Another great way to add flair to your strumming pattern is by adding percussion. So if we took pattern 5 and we added a slap, taking my thumb and just slapping it against the strings. Some people actually slap their guitar. But if we actually just do that as we're playing on the third beat, it's going to give it a little bit extra flair. So let's just listen to what it sounds like normally. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now we're going to add that percussion. So that's it for today. Let me know what your favorite strumming pattern was by leaving a comment below. And as always, happy practicing.